Tonight, a prosecutor is taking the unusual step of appealing a judge's sentence in a drunk driving accident where a 10-year-old boy lost his leg.
The drunk driver was only sentenced to probation. 48-year-old Sammy Carl Williams was convicted last month on 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 1 count of intoxicated assault, and 2 counts of failure to stop and render aid. Last week, we told you the jury wanted to give Williams a 10-year prison sentence, but that didn't happen.
This case is out of Lynn County, and investigative reporter Shaley Sanders joins us now with more in this KCBD Sandstorm Scholar report. Shaley?
That's right, Karen and Abner. We are investigating how a 5-time convicted felon got away with probation when the jury wanted to sentence him to a decade in prison. We obtained this transcript with details of exactly what happened in the courtroom.
He didn't understand how somebody could do something like that.
10-year-old Nicholas Mata Jr. is adjusting to life without his left leg.
He tells children when they stare that they don't have to stare at it, and they can ask him questions, but not to stare, please, because it hurts his feelings.
There you go.
Junior's mother is also learning to cope with the changes.
You did such a great job.
Mark Snodgrass, defense attorney representing Sammy Carl Williams.
And his blood alcohol level was 0.22.
That's nearly 3 times the legal limit. In June of 2013, Williams hit a vehicle that had pulled over and was legally parked on the side of the road. Williams was driving from a Lubbock bar to his Tahoka home when he veered off the road and crashed into the Mata's Tahoe. The impact left 10-year-old Nicholas Mata Jr. in the middle of the road with his leg barely intact. Williams never stopped. In August, a Lynn County jury found Williams guilty of driving while intoxicated and leaving the scene of that accident. All 12 jurors agreed they wanted to send Williams to prison for 10 years, but they filled out the verdict form incorrectly. This court transcript reveals what the judge did and didn't do when she realized the jury had made a major mistake. What follows is a reenactment of the official transcription of the court proceedings.
The jury has recommended, in this case, that you be placed on community supervision.
Just through their facial expressions and their mannerisms, I could tell something was wrong.
I don't believe that this is the unanimous verdict of the jury, Your Honor.
It was answered that it was.
Your Honor, I think the juror's verdict's been received.
It has been, and it has been read.
The foreman of the jury is telling me that they didn't do that right. They wanted him to get 10 years and then probation.
There's not such a thing as that. I don't know what to do at this point, to be truthful.
My argument to the judge was, hey, Judge, you're about to impose a sentence that is not that of the jury's. And this is a manifest injustice, and I asked for a mistrial and a new trial on punishment, and that too was denied.
Your Honor, the verdict's been received.
I have received a verdict. I have read it. Not only read it, but I have sentenced the defendant according to the verdict. Now, all I have left to do is place the conditions on the community supervision.
And, Your Honor, since you've dismissed the jurors...
But in fact, the record shows the jury had not been dismissed and were available for another 18 minutes.
I would also ask for a motion for a new trial citing, again, manifest injustice. This is not the intent.
This isn't the point to make.
It's very plain. There is no question about the way these are filled out. Quite honestly, there should not be any communication coming from them right now. This has been very loose about what has been allowed to be communicated. There should not have been a communication to the sheriff at this point.
Judge, can I get a ruling on my motion for a new trial and mistrial?
Yes, denied.
In the end, despite their true wishes for a 10-year prison sentence, the jury watched Williams receive probation. Have you ever seen something like this happen before?
I have never seen it happen.
And neither has Snodgrass.
With slight modifications just to fit the facts of the case we were dealing with, they're the same verdict forms that have been used all over the state for as long as I've been practicing law and before then.
But the confusion did leave his client, who was found guilty on all 5 felony counts, to receive minimal punishment.
Were you surprised that Mr. Williams walked away with probation?
Yeah, I was mildly surprised.
This 10-year-old boy will live with the consequences of Williams' actions for the rest of his life. And that's how long Junior's mother is willing to fight for justice.
I want to fight it tooth and nail until this man is behind prison bars. I don't want it to be over until we get justice.
We have tracked the uncertainty that took place in the courtroom and have learned it began long before the verdict was delivered. These are copies of notes passed back and forth from the jury deliberation room to the judge. The judge is legally restricted on what she can say to the jurors and therefore could not answer their questions. However, these court documents reveal the judge did have an idea the jury misunderstood the verdict form and was going to get it wrong prior to her reading the verdict. We have made these documents available to you on our website at kcbd.com. We will continue to investigate and bring you the very latest. Karen and Abner.
Thank you, Shaley.